guys, it's Ty with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily, and I want to talk about getting your puppy to stop biting you, getting dogs to stop jumping on you, and other similar topics. Now, I kind of broached this, one of the two. I kind of talked about this a little bit, probably just a couple days ago is when it was, in another podcast, but I'm going to address it a little bit more head on, because I just got off the phone with a gentleman. He signed up for some training, and he's like, all right, I've got this young dog, and the previous owner, every time the dog would bite him, he would just offer him a toy. It's like a 4 or 5 month old dog or something like that. And so he says, now all the dog wants to do is bite me so that he can play. And I just kind of chuckled because this is a method that's being taught so much by treat trainers or all positive trainers. And what that method is ignore the bad behavior and just try to get the dog to do something else. Like I said, I talked about this a little bit the other day, but it's just fresh on my mind again because of how often this fails. Now, I see this as well with, what's the other one I see all the time? Oh yeah, people that say, my dog jumps. We've been working with our trainer for about 6 months, and he's a little bit better at jumping, but he's still kind of jumping, so kind of looking around for different training options. That's one that I've heard time and time again. And my response is always like, whoa, getting a dog to stop jumping most of the time takes like 6 minutes, not 6 months. What have you guys been doing? And the response is, when the dog jumps, the trainer just told me to turn my back. And so the idea behind both of these methods is, look, if the dog jumps and you turn your back, it's no longer fun to jump because he's not getting attention from you. So he'll stop jumping. Or if the dog bites and you just say, ouch, to let the dog that you hurt, let the dog know that he hurt you, or let her know that, it's painful for you, that the dog won't want to hurt you, which to me is like the biggest joke in dog training, period. Like, every puppy wants to hurt its owner. It's like, it's fun. It's fun to like wrestle the owner and hurt the owner and stuff like that. Or, like I say, with this gentleman, the previous owner had been doing of, let's just replace it and give the dog a different toy or something like that. It doesn't work. Or I should say sometimes it works, because even a broken clock is correct twice a day. Sometimes it works, but having a method sometimes work isn't like necessarily in the win column. If you look back in the olden days, I don't know how long ago this was, but if someone had migraines, they drill holes in the person's head, to let out the demons or whatever, let out the bad spirits. And you know what? Every now and again it would work, because I don't know, maybe there was some sort of pressure that was built up in there, and drilling a hole in the head actually worked from time to time. And so, like I say, just because the method sometimes works doesn't make it a very solid method. And that's the case with this style of like, your dog's biting, just replace it with the toy. Or, your dog's jumping, just turn his back. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. Plenty of dogs don't care if you turn your back. They're like, cool. Jumping on the front of you is fun. Jumping on the back of you is fun. I don't even need you to do anything. Just jumping is fun for the sake of jumping. And so you're not going to get rid of the problem that way. Or, cool, you replace it with a toy. I think I'm going to start biting you more so that I can get this toy more often. This sounds like a good plan. Thanks for showing me how to get access to this toy. These methods don't work with any regularity. And so, like I say, I talked about it the other day, and in that podcast where I was talking about, actually correcting when dogs do something wrong. But that's really the answer. Again, I know I'm getting a little bit repetitive here just because I did one of these the other day on a similar topic. But I wanted to address those two things specifically because I probably hear those once a week. I talk with a lot of dog owners. We're talking dozens of dog owners a week. And those are, and have been for a decade. And so those are things that I hear literally over and over and over. Our last trainer just told us to turn our back. Our last trainer just said, say ouch, or replace it with a toy. And he's still jumping or he's still biting. And guess what? He's going to keep doing it until it just doesn't work because you correct it. Or until one day he just decides he doesn't feel like doing it anymore. And that may or may not happen. It's frequent that dogs don't grow out of things. You know, if I had a nickel for every time someone's like, I have this 2-year-old dog and he's biting me and nipping at me and I thought he would get over it when he wasn't a puppy. If I had a nickel for every time someone's told me that, I'd have like $3.79. It just doesn't work. We have to show the dog what's wrong and we have to show the dog what's right. Simple as that, folks.